Welcome everyone to the 2021 UCSF Founders Day celebration. It is a great pleasure to be here live with you all today on this lovely Friday afternoon. Now each year we come together for this great UCSF tradition that recognizes our outstanding community and acknowledges some of the exemplary individuals who contribute to the excellence for which UCSF is renowned. Last year was one of many firsts, and one of them was our first virtual Founders Day celebration. During a period of great challenge, one in which we all needed hope and light, the online Founders Day event was a silver lining, enabling all of us to come together as a community to join in this happy occasion. I am so proud of how UCSF, how all of you have forged ahead in a time of uncertainty and challenge. Because of your hard work, we have partnered with our communities to combat COVID-19. We set up COVID research labs at a pace never seen before. We transformed curricula for online learning, and we moved forward with our plan to revitalize the Parnassus campus. And because of you, our learners, trainees, staff, and faculty, UCSF persevered in its commitment in improving the lives of others. Now, though we cannot know what lies ahead, we have proven that we can be ready. We know that together we can use our strengths, our resilience, to quickly pivot how we teach, learn, discover, and care for our patients. Indeed, how we serve. And we have shown that even in a time of crisis, we know how to stand together and lead. So in that spirit today, we will celebrate the contributions of 15 extraordinary members of the UCSF community, each a part of our success story. Our honorees are being recognized today for their excellence in service, outstanding contributions to our community, and excellence in nursing. So let's get started. We'll begin today with the Award for Exceptional University Management. This award recognizes and rewards outstanding university service amongst those who have the responsibility to supervise, guide, and lead others, as well as support the strategic goals and values of our university. Our first recipient is Jennifer Dowd. Let's take a minute to hear about Jen from Cindy Yoxheimer.
I'm Cindy Yoxheimer, Executive Director of Business and Technology Solutions in Campus Life Services. It is my great honor and delight to introduce Jen Dowd for this year's Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Management. I have worked with Jen for a number of years and supervised her for over 5, and I know her to be a take-charge decision maker and a passionate community member. Jen oversees our retail operation on campus and the conference centers that we support at Parnassus and Mission Bay. She has this incredible knack to build community and teams and make people feel like they are part of her family, which was incredibly welcome during this last year. Jen has done amazing work over the years, but this year in particular, her work and her resilience have been exemplary. When our world changed overnight, Jen's take-charge leadership kicked in. She worked hard to keep our small, locally owned businesses operational and open to serve our essential workers on campus. Jen gets stronger in difficult situations, and this crisis was no exception. She adjusted, she navigated, she pivoted, and she did this while demonstrating PRIDE values. She is an example to all, and I personally want to thank her for her leadership and her contributions to this university. So Jen, congratulations to you. This award and recognition is so well deserved.
So congratulations, Jen. I'd now like to invite you to say a few words.
So thank you, Chancellor Hawgood. Some years ago, I was lucky enough to participate on the selection committee for another Chancellor's Award for the LGBTQI leadership. That experience gives me a great appreciation for the thoughtfulness of this process of being nominated and receiving a Chancellor's Award. My heartfelt congratulations to all of this year's nominees and award recipients. A special thank you to Cindy, as well as Bruce Lanyon, for taking the time to write your thoughtful and thorough nominations. Your nominations were supported by letters of support from 5 of our retail tenants: Bauer at SF Kebab, Carmelina from Carmelina's Cafe, Karam from Carmelina's Taqueria, Valone from Trezetto Express, and Ramin from Cafe Bellini. These are the people I do the work I do to support their entrepreneurial enterprises and spirits. Their support and acknowledgement of my team and my effort, especially over this last year, has been particularly gratifying. I want to take a moment to also acknowledge and thank my Campus Life Services colleagues who work every day to provide supporting frontline essential services like shuttles, custodians, housing, parking, copiers, conference rooms, and food and beverage for UCSF. This has been a very challenging year, but you truly do make life better at UCSF for our faculty, staff, students, patients, and visitors. To my small but mighty team, Team Retail, Tamara, Jeannie, Robert, and Cece, it would not be possible without each of your contributions to our team for me to have accomplished this distinguished honor, and I am very, very grateful. To my love, Jay Young, and our puppy, Bette Midler, thank you for making sheltering in place a wondrous experience. My biggest lessons in management and leadership in a crisis came before this pandemic. In 2012, my dad was missing for 8 days. He had traveled from the Bay Area to Montreal by train to visit my brother and family, but he never reached his destination. I learned so much about my critical thinking skills, about how to communicate effectively and often in the midst of a crisis, chaos, and the unknown, about how to ask for help, how to offer help, how to receive it with an open heart and mind. It did not turn out as we had hoped for my dad. He passed away September 13th, 2012. The love, gratitude, and lessons I learned in that experience, I carry in my heart always. In this last year, during this crisis, I leaned into that experience to give me strength, empathy, and to thoughtfully lead my team and tenants. So thank you, Dude, for your imperfect, generous guidance in your life and in your passing, that to continue to guide me in my life and in my career at UCSF. So my friends and colleagues, the hard work of recovery continues to lie ahead. I hope you will support your on-campus resources and CLS as we continue to support your dedication and your hard work of advancing health worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen, for those heartfelt comments and sharing that personal story about your dad. And thank you for your leadership and all the work you do with your teammates. Congratulations again on this award. Our second recipient is Pamela Hayes. Let's watch the video and learn about Pam from Shirley Silvera.
Greetings, my name is Shirley Silvera, and I'm a benefits analyst in the Benefits Specialty Center at the UCSF campus. I am honored to introduce Pamela Hayes for this year's Excellent in Management Chancellor's Founders Day Award. For 20 years and counting, Pam has consistently gone above and beyond in her daily responsibility to serve our diverse and dynamic community. She has succeeded in leading the benefits team through multiple strategic and operational initiatives. She works directly with our partners at the Office of the President, the Retirement Administrative Service Center, and UC PATH to ensure UCSF concerns are heard and addressed. Pam excels in change management and fosters an environment that truly aligns with UCSF PRIDE values. And she helps everyone at all levels of the organization. whether it be her stoic professionalism, her unending kindness, or her tireless efforts to promote equal access to benefits resources across our community. Pam is simply excellent in all facets of her job. Again, it is my honor to introduce our manager of the Benefits Specialty Center, Pamela Hayes.
So congratulations, Pam. Would you like to say a few words to the audience?
Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood. And thank you, Shirley, for representing our team with your heartfelt and thoughtful words and all of the effort you and our team gave to this nomination. And wow, what an amazing video. Thank you, Jillian and your team. And thank you, Denise, Kyle, Maureen, and all of you that helped put on this Founders Day virtual session. This has been such an amazing experience. I also want to congratulate my colleagues who are being awarded with me today. I am so honored and humbled to be recognized for this amazing award. Providing benefits services and ensuring employees have access to information to support informed decisions has always been in my heart and a huge driver of my job satisfaction here at the university. I'll always remember the first week I started at UCSF in HR in the front lines as a customer service rep. I had been amazed by UC's robust benefits program, and after I attended the benefits orientation, I thought, I want to do that orientation, and I think I can even make it better. And from there, I set my sights on getting into the Benefits Specialty Center and eventually became the campus benefits manager. I've so appreciated all of the opportunities UCSF have given to me to grow in my career. And fast forward to now, I would not be speaking to you today if it were not for my dream team. Every day, I give so much gratitude to our small but mighty campus benefits team, Kevin Cheng, Alicia Ju, Sharon Mendonça, Shirley Silvara, and Cameron Smith. Each one of you independently deeply cares about providing a valuable service to our employees and their family members throughout their life cycle at UC. This award is a reflection of your recognition and unwavering commitment, expertise, and excellence that you give every single day, and makes me so proud to be your manager. Your gracious spirits and amazing work fill me up and give me the energy to persevere during these challenging times. Thank you for all that you do every day. I also want to thank my colleagues that took time and effort to write statements in support of this nomination. I have to say I was and still am completely overwhelmed with the amazing words you wrote. I want to thank our HR team for all the collaboration we have every day, as well as my colleagues that have provided mentorship over the years. Esther Carmona, Jeff Chu, Amy Days, Sue Forstat, Katie Rao, Rudy Rosen, Rebecca Schakowsky, and Jenny Schreiber, just to name a few. With a special shout out to Larry Hickey, one of my first managers, now retired, who was such an amazing inspiration and still is to this day. When challenging issues arise, I think to myself, what would Larry do? And therein I often find my answer. And lastly, I want to say thank you to my family for their love and support, and especially to my mom, who sadly passed away last month. Thank you, Mom, for always being there to listen and support me by my side. This is such a special day for me, and I know my mom would have loved being here and Zooming with all of us. I feel so proud to be a UCSF employee and have the opportunity to contribute to this amazing institution. I thank you so much for this recognition. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Pam, and sorry for your loss, but I'm sure your mum would be very proud today. And thank you for such a heartfelt acknowledgement of your teammates who support you and support UCSF. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Steve Panelat will now introduce Angela Marx, our third recipient of the Exceptional University Management Award.
My name is Steve Panelat. I'm the Chief of the Division of Palliative Medicine, and it is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce Angela Marx, who is this year's recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Management. The division could not have launched without your commitment and the incredible work that you do every single day to help it become so successful. You care so deeply about the mission of the Division of Palliative Medicine, and you care so deeply about every single person in the division, and it comes through in everything that you do. You have deep curiosity and an incredible determination to always find the best possible solution to any situation. Will Durant, who's a writer, historian, and philosopher, wrote, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. For you, excellence is something that you do every day in everything you do. You are an inspiration to all of us in the Division of Palliative Medicine who have the great good fortune to work with you every day. From the bottom of our hearts, congratulations."
Congratulations, Angela, and I now invite you to say a few words to the audience.
Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, for this award and for creating this opportunity to acknowledge staff across the university in this way year after year. In looking at the names of people who've received this award in the past, I am truly honored and humbled to be in such company. Thank you also to my division chief, Steve Pantelat, and all of my colleagues in the Division of Palliative Medicine for your nomination. You all bring the richness to my work, and I'm incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to learn from you and partner with you every day. It is a great privilege to work with a community of people who are so dedicated to reducing suffering and improving the lives of people with serious illness and their families, all while taking such good care of one another. Many years ago, I had a supervisor, a psychologist and researcher, who was not one to oversimplify people, choices, and her own motivations. Yet she would always explain, very simply, that she tried to work with people who were, in her words, and I quote, smart and nice. I have always thought of her advice over the years, and while it may be an oversimplified formula, it is one that has worked for me incredibly well. Lastly, when I heard I had received this award, one of the first things that came to my mind was how lucky I have been throughout my career, including day one from UCSF almost 14 years ago, to have had managers, supervisors, and other leaders who are so committed to their work and committed to me. I've benefited so much by having people who are true advocates and mentors who supported and encouraged me in the way that I needed and took a genuine interest in understanding me as a whole person. To feel that I can have that same impact on others is one of the most gratifying parts of my job, and to be recognized in this way, a tremendous honor. Thank you.
Well, congratulations again, Angela. It's wonderful to hear about your career trajectory, and now you're in a position to give back and mentor others. So thank you so much, and congratulations. Karishma Karma will now introduce Jane Rabbit, the fourth recipient of the Exceptional University Management Award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karishma. I'm the Clinical Research Supervisor for the Neuro-Oncology Division here at UCSF. And I am delighted and honored to be introducing Jane Rabbit for this year's Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Management. Jane is the Research and Nurse Manager for Neuro-Oncology, which is a difficult position if it was just for one of them, but it's for two entirely different teams. And it is due to her exceptional leadership that we have been able to do as well as we have as a division. It's very clear based on Jane bringing together two teams, clinical and research, that we've been able to achieve what we have as a neuro-oncology group. And Jane, I hope you understand why this award was so very well deserved. So congratulations and thank you everyone for being here.
So congratulations, Jane, once again. And would you like to say a few words to the audience?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, for the introduction. When I started here at UCSF 37 years ago as a new nursing graduate in 1984, I never imagined my entire professional career would be at UC and the last 34 in neuro-oncology. I like to say I gave my youth to UC. Today, I am reflecting on the wonderful opportunity I was given when Dr. Michael Prados took the risk of hiring a very young nurse to be the nursing coordinator of neuro-oncology. I think at the time I gave him a 1-year commitment. Well, it's been over 34 years ago, and our division has grown from a staff of 4 to almost 50 today. In these years, I've had the privilege to work with an amazing team and learn from so many wonderful mentors. Each have taught me so much. Dr. Prados, working together to build the foundation of our clinic we have today, and providing me with the opportunity to be at the table. Dr. Suzanne Chang for her mentorship and leadership and how to communicate your message and to always care for your staff. Dr. Nicholas Batowski for his inclusiveness and mutual respect and teamwork that has made our team one of the best. And Dr. Nancy Ann Oberheim-Busch for working together as partners as we navigated this crazy year of COVID and creating a clinic that not only survived the year, but thrived. And last but not least, Karishma Kumar, who has been an amazing partner with our research team. It is exciting to see how she has grown in her management and leadership skills and how she is essential to continue our growth. And all the absolutely wonderful nurses, MA, research staff, program coordinators, social worker, and patient navigators that make our clinic a place that supports one another and always has the care of the patient and caregiver first, and truly makes me want to come to work every single day. I am humbled and blessed to know that I was nominated by my team, and I hope I can continue to grow in my leadership skills and become a mentor to the next generation of leaders in neuro-oncology. And in closing, I want to recognize my amazing and wonderful husband and children that support me every day and bring joy to me every day. And my mom, a nurse herself, who is my biggest fan. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane, and congratulations again. Our neuro-oncology program is truly one of our special programs that helps patients at such a challenging time in their lives. So thank you for all you do and for giving your youth to UCSF.
Thanks.
Our last Exceptional University Management Award is going to Karen White. Let's learn a bit about Karen from Dr. George Rutherford.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. George Rutherford. I'm a professor of epidemiology and biostatistics, and I lead the Global Strategic Information Group in the Institute for Global Health Sciences. This afternoon, it's my great pleasure and distinct honor to introduce Ms. Karen White for the Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Management. Last year, as COVID was sweeping across the West, I was asked by the San Francisco Department of Public Health to put together essentially a strike team that could help them get up to speed exceptionally quickly to do contact tracing, case investigations, and run the isolation and quarantine services for the city. I turned instantly to Ms. White to ask for her assistance with this daunting task. She did such a great job that we were also asked to put together a similar service for the entire state, which we have done and have trained more than 10,000 people to provide the backbone for contact tracing and case investigation. In closing, I'd like to congratulate and thank Karen for her exceptional service this year, which has literally saved tens of thousands of lives. Karen, thanks for everything. You're absolutely the best.
So congratulations, Karen, for your amazing work. You'd like to say a few words to the audience? The screen is yours.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, and thank you very much, George. I'm so honored to receive this award for exceptional university management. And after a year like this, I feel like we all deserve an award. It's been a challenging year in so many ways, and I could not be more proud of how our team has risen to meet these challenges. When COVID first hit, we had no idea what to expect. We knew little about the disease or how to control it, but without hesitation, our team jumped in to help the San Francisco Department of Public Health with their COVID response, setting up and running their contact tracing efforts, and soon after stepped up to support the state. Since then, we've been running at full speed, training thousands of individuals in case investigation, contact tracing, outbreak management, vaccine communications, as well as providing technical assistance and support in nearly all areas of COVID containment across the state of California. This past year, I have had the unique opportunity to work not only with old friends and colleagues, some of whom I've worked with for nearly 20 years, but also with some incredible new partners at UCSF, the California Department of Public Health, and UCLA. In my life, I have played and coached a lot of team sports, and I know that I would take a team with heart and hustle over anything else, and our team has that in spades. This past year, they have met the challenge and have given up a lot to do so. Just when I feel like we can't ask them to do one more thing or do it any faster, they dig deep and create one more training, provide support to yet another health department, all against the backdrop of a complex, rapidly changing environment. I could never have gotten an award for exceptional management without an exceptional team to manage. And I am so grateful to everyone for the important work we have done this year. Thank you again, George, and thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, for this award. And most of all, thanks to my team for their outstanding and tireless efforts this past year. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you for all of your teammates. I've personally followed the sausage making of the work that you've done over the last year and have been just amazed by how quickly you rallied and by the enormity of the task you took on. So thank you so much and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Let me thank Karen and congratulations to all of the members of the exceptional management team and a virtual round of applause to all of those awardees. Now on to the award for Exceptional University Service. This award was created in 1978 by then Chancellor Francis A. Suey to recognize staff employees in non-supervisory roles who have consistently performed at a level beyond their normal job expectations. Our first recipient in this category is Lisa Cisneros. Lisa will be introduced by Vice Chancellor Renee Navarro.
Hello, I'm Renee Navarro, and I serve as the Vice Chancellor for the Office of Diversity and Outreach. I am honored and delighted to introduce Lisa Cisneros for this year's Chancellor Award for Exceptional University Service. Through her nearly 27 years at UCSF, Lisa has devoted herself and her professional abilities to the betterment of our UCSF community. Her career is an impressive track record of dedication, collaboration, and impact. Her enthusiastic drive to build community through communications, innovation, and advocacy go well above and beyond the scope of her job title. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, Lisa has been a central figure at UCSF, working tirelessly to communicate, protect, and promote the health and well-being of our community. She has spearheaded and produced the Friday COVID-19 response town halls, provided counsel on crafting new campus policies, collaborated to launch the COVID-19 website, and she has led a cross-campus COVID-19 communications task force, among many other COVID-related duties. I have been privileged to know and collaborate with her for many years now, and I can definitively say she embodies exceptional service at UCSF. I want to take this opportunity to personally thank her for her courageous leadership, her wise counsel, and strategic guidance. Congratulations, Lisa.
To Vice Chancellor Renee Navarro for nominating me twice for this award, and to Assistant Vice Chancellor Alejandro Ricon for your ongoing leadership and partnership in making UCSF a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive campus. Thanks also to Vice Chancellor Juan Ha, UCSF Police Chief Mike Denson, and my colleagues Michelle Huckle and Brenda G for your support of my nomination. I am honored to receive this award. It feels wonderful to be recognized with my friends and colleagues who have gone above and beyond during what has been one of the most difficult and challenging years in our history. I dedicate this award to all those who served on the front lines, caring for patients, pivoting from their usual research to study coronavirus, testing, contact tracing, and vaccinating on campus and in our communities, and everyone who supported these efforts. The pandemic has tested all of us, and I am grateful for the collaboration of my colleagues, those in the offices of communications and community and government relations, the teams in the Emergency and Recovery Operations Center, the internal communications team, the Friday Town Hall Planning and Production team, and the Chicanx Latinx Campus Association. I want to specifically express my gratitude to Susan Merrill, Sarah Paris, and Kristen Bowl for your friendship over the years. My career at UCSF has been extraordinarily fulfilling for me. I've had the pleasure of telling the story of UCSF, one of America's great academic medical centers in a city that I love. We joke that UCSF stands for You Can Stay Forever, but what keeps me here is that this university is life-changing. Our full mission of pioneering scientific research, providing innovative care, training future health and science leaders, and serving the public makes a profound and positive difference in our world. And I am proud to be part of this community. Over the past 27 years, I've enjoyed reporting on the transformation of UCSF from the groundbreaking of the Mission Bay campus to today's unfolding plans to revitalize our Parnassus Heights campus. I've experienced the visionary leadership of 5 chancellors, celebrated UCSF's 150th anniversary, and commended 4 Nobel laureates, among other milestones. This past year, I've been particularly amazed at how our UCSF community, united in our shared sense of purpose, responded to this catastrophic global health crisis with true grit and grace. I am inspired by our faculty, staff, students, and supporters whose enduring dedication and commitment to UCSF gives me hope for our future. In closing, I want to thank my family for their love and support, especially my beautiful daughter, Alexandra, my partner, Charles, my mother, Lucy, my 3 sisters, my cousin, Deanna, and my dearly departed father and husband, Tom. Thank you for this honor.
Thank you, Lisa, and congratulations again. What a remarkable career. And what you've done over the last year in keeping the community informed of an ever-changing landscape has been a tremendous value to the campus. And I personally have worked with you closely during this last year and before. So thank you and congratulations on this well-deserved award. Deborah Ryder will introduce our next recipient of the Exceptional University Service Award, Lamisha Hill.
I'm Deborah Ryder, Administrative Director in the School of Medicine Dean's Office. I'm thrilled to have had this opportunity to co-nominate Dr. Lamisha Hill for the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in University Service. I first met Lamisha back in fall of 2017 when I was a cohort member in the Diversity and Inclusion Certificate Program. This was the first term that Lamisha ran the program and the first time they incorporated the Capstone project into the program. Since then, because of Lamisha's great ability to connect with people and make connections between people, out from this program has sprouted numerous projects and collaborations across UCSF, including the development of the DICP alumni group, which frankly is a group that has been near and dear to my heart, and I don't know if I could have made it through this last year without them. And this was thanks to Lamisha. Lamisha's dedication, engagement, and inspiration can be felt across the entire university. Her work will become part of the fabric of UCSF. Congratulations, Lamisha, you are a true inspiration.
So congratulations, Lamisha. Would you like to say a few words to the audience?
Thank you so much, Chancellor Hawgood, and good afternoon, everyone. It is with great appreciation that I received this award and would like to thank my colleagues who nominated me, including Deb Ryder for all you do to support the professional advancement of others, Judy Young for uplifting Black women, Inez Bailey and my Black Caucus family, Hillary Bunlert and the Diversity and Inclusion Certificate Program community, and my team members within the Office of Diversity and Outreach, specifically Melissa Bautista, Tiffany Chan, Clint Jaramillo, and Vice Chancellor Dr. Renee Navarro. Thank you. When I began my journey at UCSF almost 7 years ago, I never dreamed that I would discover family and Dr. John and Valerie Watson, serendipitous connections with Dean King and his wife, Mrs. King, or be blessed by the countless mentors who continue to lift me up. For some, this time has been unprecedented. However, for many others, it has been an enduring season of resilience and fortitude. There are so many team members at UCSF who responded to the urgency and gave selflessly. But I would like to specifically acknowledge those who never stopped, even to this day, lifting their voices and calls for justice, accountability, and equity. They asked for these rights, not just for Black lives across the country. They asked for these rights for every learner, staff member, faculty, and patient we touch here in our UCSF community. In closing, I want to express my love and gratitude to my late grandmother, Ruthie Lee McAfee, my parents, Travis and Paula, my sister Natasha, and my partner Ian. Please know that what you see in me is all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Lamisha, and congratulations again. Thanks for all of your work over many years, but particularly in the last year, where you've just been a constancy, incredibly grounded, and providing your wisdom and sharing your wisdom with so many across the campus, including me. So thank you for all you do, and congratulations on this well-deserved award. Our next recipient of the Exceptional University Service Award is Laura Ishkanian. Let's hear from Claire Cisneros about Laura's achievements.
Hello, I'm Claire Cisneros, Senior Associate Vice Chancellor for Campus Life Services. Today, I'm honored to introduce Laura Ishkanian, recipient of the 2021 Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Service. It is well documented that during COVID-19, the careers of women suffered disproportionately. In her important role as Director of Family Services, Laura Ishkanian added multiple services throughout the pandemic that benefited UCSF career women with children, as well as UCSF families in general. Laura swiftly developed health protocols and ensured that UCSF's childcare centers operated without interruption. In fact, in the early days of the pandemic, UCSF had the only open corporate childcare centers in the city of San Francisco. And then in the fall of 2020, when public schools were not going to open, Laura worked in partnership with the YMCA to establish on-site learning centers. So my heartfelt thanks to Laura for her outstanding contributions to career women and the many families who work and learn at UCSF. And dear Laura, you yourself are an amazing mom with a booming career, and this award is so well-deserved. Congratulations.
So congratulations, Laura. It's your turn to say a few words to your fans in the audience. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood. I am humbled and honored to be receiving this award, especially in light of all of the amazing work that has taken place across UCSF in response to COVID. This is my 8th year working at UCSF, and even before the pandemic, I was well aware that the people who work here and their commitment to our shared mission are what make this such a special place. In responding to the challenges of COVID, I was reminded time and time again how lucky I am to work with my UCSF colleagues. They stepped up in so many ways to support my work and UCSF families, from ensuring that our childcare providers had access to tests and vaccines, to finding appropriate space for our YMCA learning camps and offering up event spaces that weren't being used, to serving on last year's Child and Dependent Care Task Force. A big thank you to my family services team, Caroline and Pauline, and to my many colleagues in Campus Life Services and across the university and health system who partnered on these efforts. I'm so appreciative and thankful to UCSF leadership for their support of families during the challenges of COVID. Thank you especially to Claire Cisneros for her tireless leadership and mentorship, and Terry O'Brien for making sure that the conversation always included parents and caregivers, and to Chancellor Hawgood and his entire executive team for their continued support. I want to acknowledge and recognize the heroic efforts of the childcare providers at our UCSF childcare centers who have provided uninterrupted care throughout the pandemic. Last March, most childcare centers in the city and across the country closed, but our teachers came to work every day to provide a safe, nurturing, and familiar environment to the children in their care. Thanks to the dedication of the Bright Horizons team, led by Natalie Larson and her amazing administrative team, many of our UCSF frontline providers were able to continue to work knowing that their children were safe and thriving. I'd like to give a big thank you to the San Francisco YMCA for their partnership in offering on-site distance learning support for almost a year now, and now a summer camp this summer for our UCSF families, starting with just a couple of weeks' notice last August. Their amazing team has done so much more than just supporting distance learning, but has also provided a much needed sense of normalcy during this strange school year. Lastly, a big thank you to my own family, my wonderful parents and in-laws included. But thank you to my husband, Justin, who is a true partner in these efforts for his behind-the-scenes child wrangling, especially during the months we didn't have childcare. And to my daughters, Willa and Maisie, who are now 4 and 1 and won't remember much of this past year at all, although they were active Zoom participants on many, many calls. But my most important job is and always will be being their mom. And I know that this sentiment is true for my UCSF colleagues who are also parents. So for this reason, I'm so very grateful to have had the opportunity to serve the UCSF community and support their families and the amazing work that happens every day here. Thank you.
So congratulations again, Laura, and thank you for your quiet but incredibly effective advocacy for family and children here at UCSF. I've watched you time after time pull a rabbit out of the hat, and no one could be more deserving. So congratulations on this award. Our fourth and final recipient of the Exceptional University Service Award is Lisa Morganam. So now let's watch a video where Sheila Antrim introduces Lisa.
Hello, my name is Sheila Antrim, and I'm the Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for UCSF Health. And it's my honor to introduce Lisa Morganam for the Chancellor's Award for Exceptional University Service. Lisa is a transformational leader. I met her during my time as chief nurse, and she was still at the bedside. And since that time, we have both grown into different roles, with Lisa leading key initiatives that help to improve the environment and needs of all of our patients, families, providers, and staff. Whether it's a construction project, COVID support, or any of the major things that we need to have done, Lisa is a hardworking, very, very, very caring, very passionate person that is available at all times to do what is needed. She has been instrumental in helping to do something so important as to take, along with many others, time to get Mount Zion up and running as a full-scale hospital again. And as I watched her lead the many people through each of their assignments, it was very clear that they really respect her and the job and the environment and the collegiality that she brings to the role that she does every day. On behalf of the entire UCSF community, congratulations, Lisa, for your extraordinary achievement.
Congratulations on this well-deserved award, Lisa. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Dr. Hawgood. And thanks to everybody who leaned in really and supported me during this, for this award. I've just had an amazing career at UCSF, and there's been certain people that have leaned in and opened doors for me. Tracy Hoyting, one of them, who started me on projects. Tim Mahaney, who handed me a set of keys and a set of plans and said, let me know what else I can do for you. Kim Skur, who invited me down to Mission Bay, and I never left for 2 years. We redefined possible for sure. And Elizabeth Pollock, who has invited me to the new hospital group, which will be the most exciting, the most important project of my career. And of course, you, Sheila, who threw all these doors and made sure I didn't fall off the cliff. Last year, our UCSF PRIDE values, I feel, just exploded. You know, from our loading docks to the basement, from every square foot that UCSF encompasses out into our community and out into the world. Our PRIDE values, professionalism, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence grew into perseverance and resistance and solidarity and dedication and excellence. In my career, whether I'm taking care of patients and families, I'm working on new space, or I'm planning a new environment, the one thing that I think is so important to do, and it doesn't matter what type of hat you wear, is to move from our patients and our families' perspective. Because I believe if you move from that perspective, you always make the right decision. So I want to close by just shouting out to my amazing colleagues. And I mean, it's from the top to the bottom, my design and construction people, my partner, Michael Riley, who I work with every day and makes me laugh. I have 2 beautiful children, 3 amazing grandchildren who are the best grandchildren in the world. And my partner, Bill, who kept me fed last year so I could take care of all of you. Thank you so much.
So congratulations again, Lisa. You've had your finger in almost every UCSF pie that we've baked over the last many years, and you continue to provide incredible service to the university. So thank you so much. And congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll move now to the presentation of the Chancellor Award for Public Service. This year's recipients are in the faculty and staff and student trainee categories. This award was established in 1970 by Chancellor Philip R. Lee to honor members of the campus community who have performed outstanding service to the community at large, above and beyond what was required by their university positions. Now, public service has always been an integral part of the DNA here at UCSF, and an area that we recognize and celebrate in others during Founders Day. So it is my distinct pleasure to present the award in the faculty category to Dr. George Rutherford. Please join me as Jaime Sepulveda tells us a little bit about George.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaime Sepulveda, and I am the Executive Director of the Institute for Global Health Sciences here at UCSF. Chancellor Hawgood, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. George Rutherford for this year's Chancellor's Award for Public Service. George is, without question, the best medical epidemiologist I know. His training, first as a medical doctor and pediatric resident, and later as an epidemiology intelligence officer at the Centers for Disease Control. Dr. Rutherford's work on building the contact tracing and case investigation teams in San Francisco and the training of contact tracers across the state of California has been instrumental to slowing down the spread of COVID-19. I can say without hesitation that George Rutherford has played all of his professional life an outstanding public service. And I am delighted that UCSF is recognizing his contributions to our community.
So George, congratulations. We've heard from you about the status of the pandemic throughout the last 12 months, but it's a real pleasure now to give you an opportunity to talk to the university in a slightly different format, but congratulations on the award. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Chancellor Hawgood, and thanks to Dr. Sepulveda for his very kind words. It's with profound gratitude to the many, many people who've labored in the trenches during the pandemic that I accept this award. UCSF, as we know, is a unique institution, and its close relationships with the San Francisco and California departments of public health are among its more unique features. These relationships allowed us to practice public health alongside our colleagues from these and other institutions during the pandemic. I'm especially grateful to Mike Reed, Karen White, Jess Celentano, Debbie Bain-Brickley, and others who work ceaseless hours to protect the people of San Francisco and California. I'm also grateful for the unwavering support of Celeste Rogers and Georgina Lopez, and also that of the Global Strategic Information Group in the Institute for Global Health Sciences, whose members, Kelly Young, Roger Myrick, Susie Welty, Nate Smith, and many others, were able to keep our core global health prevention programs going strong. I've also had the good fortune of working with my old friend and colleague at Stanford, Dr. Bonnie Maldonado, on a definitive cohort study of the epidemiology of SARS-CoV-2 in the Bay Area, and I'm grateful to her and her other colleagues, Hannah Sample, Jenna Boyke, Beatrice Wong, Vivek Jain, Sarah Dornberg, Krisha Linden, Tim Hudson, Marisa Holobar, Manisha Desai, Charlie Craik, Joe DeRisi, Kevin Grumbach, and Ralph Gonzalez for making this a truly multidisciplinary and a truly multi-institutional effort. I've had great mentorship from the earliest points in my career, and I would be remiss without singling out a few people, including Dick Gould, who was my college tennis coach, who taught me relentless optimism, David Sensor, David Werdiger, and Ken Kaiser, who taught me how public health was really practiced, and Hailey DeBoss, Virginia Ernster, Steve Hulley, Bob Hyatt, Richard Feacham, Jaime, and Kirsten Bibbins Domingo, who taught me about the academic practice of epidemiology and global health. Finally, I want to express my deepest thanks to my wife, Dr. Mary Rutherford of UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, Oakland, and our children, our sons and daughter-in-law, and our grandchildren who've supported me so steadfastly during the grind of these past 15 months. Thank you all very, very much.
So congratulations again, George. You've, over the last 12 months, turned the profession of public health epidemiology into the rock star career of the year. But more seriously, thank you for your just steady communication and for taking all the calls throughout the day and late at night that I have called you over the last year. Congratulations on getting this award.
Thanks so much.
Now I'm pleased to announce the Chancellor Award for Public Service in the Staff category. This goes to Jessica Cilantaro. Eric Gooseby will tell us why Jess was nominated. Let's play the video.
I'm Dr. Eric Gooseby. I'm professor of medicine at the University of California, San Francisco. I'm proud to be able to nominate Jessica Celentano for the Chancellor's Award for the Staff for Public Service. I think that Jess has been a wonderful example of what service to the community, to the university, and in a broader sense to kind of the greater global good. All of her work has focused on identifying a need, defining what that need is in terms of human resources that often need to be retrained or trained. I would effectively say that Jess's ability to concentrate an administrative management oversight to develop case finding, contact tracing skill sets, to deal with the energy of activation that each of these non-healthcare professionals had in taking on this new role. And I think that juggle of all of these variables was right center point for what COVID demanded, both of the university and of the broader community and in the global response. And it's really an honor, Jess, for me to be able to have put this forward and to have our institution really recognize the contribution that you've made.
Congratulations, Jess, on this award. It's a sweep by the public health team out of Global Health. So congratulations, and it's now your turn to say a few words.
Wow, I'm so truly grateful for this honor. Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, for this recognition, and to the selection committee and production team for all your efforts in making this such a special and memorable event. This year was an incredibly heavy lift, only made possible by so many capable hands coming together to build a plane while flying it, or a fleet of planes, as we've come to say over the course of the year. An incredible team from IJHS, soon joined by a multitude of others, pivoted from our global health portfolios to moonlight as San Francisco's contact tracers 13 months ago. This team, in collaboration with the San Francisco Department of Public Health, went on to accomplish more than we could have ever imagined, eventually supporting hundreds of case investigators and contact tracers to interview more than 50,000 cases and contacts in San Francisco. I can't tell you how humbled and privileged I feel to be part of this team, not only for what we've been able to accomplish, but how we've accomplished it. As a fellow contact tracer and now pandemic friend, San Francisco librarian Alicia Fernandez said in a recent KQED interview regarding her year as part of our team, "It has been such a magical, depressing, difficult and hard, but also empowering and strong and fascinating and touching time, and I feel very lucky for that." Alongside Lisa and hundreds of others, our team built a beautiful community entirely remotely that weathered the lows and celebrated the highs together. I want to thank the team for your dedication, perseverance, sacrifice, and capacity to create something incredibly beautiful, empowering, and positive from this devastating moment in time. I also want to thank Dr. Eric Gooseby, who has always served to open doors and then navigate through them whenever needed, and Dr. George Rutherford, as well as the leadership team at San Francisco, for your guidance and support. Our team's accomplishments over the past year, as well as me remaining upright, would not have been possible without three superhero partners, Karen White, Dr. Mike Reed, and Alex Ernst. Your vision, energy, commitment to equity are truly what guided me and our team through this time. Last but not least, I want to thank my family and friends for being rocks and stars, especially my husband, David, who, despite having a full-time job and our two young kids completely out of care for the better half of the year, reminded me in the early days of 2020 that this was my moment to step up for our community. Thank you for making it possible for me to do so, David. Thank you, everyone, and especially to all the other awardees. This is a tremendous honor.
Thank you, Jess, and congratulations again. You said that this last year was the year for Team UCSF Public Health to step up, and you all certainly did. So congratulations on this award.
Yeah.
The next Chancellor's Award for Public Service is in the Student Trainee category. This award goes to Joelle Babdor. Rachel DeBarge will tell us a bit about Joelle.
Hi, my name is Rachel DeBarge, and I'm a PhD student at UCSF in the Biomedical Sciences program. I'm honored to introduce Dr. Joelle Babdor for this year's Chancellor Award for Public Service in the student category. Joelle and I met when I joined the Spitzer Lab here at UCSF in 2019. I got to know him better last year after joining the Immunodiverse Allyship Program as an organizer. Joelle leads this UCSF initiative, which aims to increase awareness of policies and behaviors that contribute to inequities in academia and create a community of allyship learners that will work to dismantle systemic racism through continuous learning, unlearning, and action. In addition to starting up the allyship program last year, Joelle was also a co-founder of the Black and Immuno Initiative, which is a platform created by a collective of Black immunologists and allies aimed at amplifying, celebrating, and supporting Black people in immunology. Joelle continues to tirelessly co-lead this worldwide initiative. All in all, Joelle has gone above and beyond his title of postdoctoral researcher this past year to service the communities he is a part of. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Joelle Babdor for receiving this year's Chancellor's Award for Public Service in the student category.
So congratulations, Joelle. Now it's time for you to share a few words with all of your teammates in the audience.
I want to thank you, Chancellor Hawgood, for recognizing my advocacy and community work today with this award. I want to thank Rachel DeBarge for sharing these touching words. And not only they nominated me, but they also have been an accomplice on board with building the Alicia Learning program and making it successful. They showed me what an active ally looks like. Thank you for supporting me, Rachel. I also want to thank my fellow co-founders of Black in Immuno and Immunodiverse, who contributed to design and develop movement within which I could take action. It is truly collective work, and in addition to the co-founders of these movements, I want to thank all the organizers that are taking part in these projects and the faculty that are supporting and championing them. I am honored to be advocating alongside all these fantastic individuals, and I feel like I've learned so much from all of them. Speaking of learning, I have gathered a few thoughts about what I have learned about myself since I joined UCSF 3.5 years ago, and I'd like to share them with you. Here at UCSF, I learned about myself both as a scientist and as a community member. I want to recognize that it really takes a special kind of environment to allow that kind of growth. As a scientist first, from molecular and cellular immunology, I had the opportunity to transition to a very different space here, performing now clinical and translational research. I found here the training I was looking for to develop an expertise in multi-omic and systems approach to profile patients with various diseases. Today, I am not only doing the most exciting research, but I also have the privilege to put this energy toward the meaningful goal of improving patient health. This transition was made possible by my mentor, Matt Spitzer, who was able to listen and hear what sort of research operation I was envisioning building. This learning was also the fruit of performing research in an environment full of smart and collaborative colleagues in the Spitzer Lab and in the larger immunology and microbiology community. Along the way, I realized that I shared this goal of figuring out how we can harness the power of the immune system for therapeutic purposes with many people at UCSF. Because of this shared interest, I met incredible scientists, physician scientists, and clinicians along the way, all excited to collaborate. I have worked at multiple institutions so far in multiple countries, and I have found no place like UCSF to develop collaborative research. I have found no community providing support like the one I have found here, including the support from the Baker ImmunoX Initiative and the UCSF Benioff Center for Microbiome Medicine, two innovative research communities that have seen interest in my research and helped me grow. I also learned a lot about myself beyond my science and what the idea of community meant to me. I actually have been involved in community and advocacy work since college. But before I joined UCSF, my advocacy life and my science life were two separate things. It had to be. But here is a place where community advocacy matters as much as the science that we do. I got a taste of that while getting involved in some of the great outreach programs like SCP that are working at making sure the next generation gets more exposure to the beauty of science than I did when I was a teenager. And then last year, in the midst of a global pandemic and a national reckoning of the effect of systemic racism on members of our society, I have seen a whole community here at UCSF looking for a path forward, searching for ways to support Black lives, and starting to do the work to recognize that we can do more and we should do more. All this reflection and activity, including grassroots and student-led initiatives, as well as initiatives led by UCSF leadership, has really demonstrated and helped me understand that my advocacy would be welcome here and could benefit the community. So when Oscar Aguilar, a colleague and friend in the immunology community told me, "We got to do something." I was ready to get involved. I was ready to bring my whole self together and add my advocacy work in the same space than my scientific work. It really takes a special kind of environment to allow that to happen. And I am so grateful for all the community advocates that made UCSF a place to foster community advocacy, collaboration, and collegiality. A place where researchers, physicians, nurses, and staff are creating a unique environment that empowers people like me to invest their energy and ideas into initiatives for the community, alongside allies and supported by our leadership, holding true our UCSF PRIDE values. I'm looking forward to continuing to build on this legacy with every single one of you who will contribute to build a stronger, more diverse, and more equitable society. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. Those were very impactful words and heartfelt, and your combined self of a great scientist and a community advocate is exactly what we're trying to do here at UCSF. And I so much look forward to seeing your career flourish in the future. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Chancellor.
I now have the pleasure of announcing 2 additional recipients of Special Public Service Awards. The first is the Thomas N. Burbridge Public Service Award. This award was established in honor of Dr. Thomas N. Burbridge, who was a professor of pharmacology and is best remembered for his efforts to promote equal education and employment opportunities, civil rights, and social justice. I am happy to bestow this award this year to Alicia Fernandez. Let's hear about Alicia's accomplishments from Nida Ratnawongsa.
I'm Nida Ratnawongsa, the Interim Chief of General Internal Medicine at San Francisco General Hospital, and I am truly honored to introduce Dr. Alicia Fernandez as the recipient of this year's Thomas N. Burbridge Award for Public Service. Since I met Dr. Fernandez as an intern on her team, I've been inspired by her advocacy for Latinx and other vulnerable communities. Alicia Fernandez is truly an ideal community partner. Early on, she recognized that COVID-19 disproportionately affected the Latinx communities of San Francisco, and she pivoted the work of the Latinx Center of Excellence to serve as a street team to reach people in food lines with accurate, culturally appropriate, and easily accessible information about COVID. The LCOE street team has reached over 55,000 community members. And more than anything else, Dr. Fernandez has just inspired scores of students and faculty, showing them the power of ensuring that community initiatives are centered on the needs of the community as requested by the community. So my profound appreciation goes out to Dr. Alicia Fernandez, the 2021 recipient of the Thomas N. Burbridge Award for Public Service.
Alicia, congratulations so much on this award and for your leadership of the Latinx Center of Excellence and the remarkable work you've done through the COVID pandemic year. It's your chance now to say a few words to the audience. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chancellor Hawgood. I'm truly honored to accept this award, which I do on behalf of the staff affiliated with the UCSF Latinx Center of Excellence. As you know, faculty members from many departments at UCSF have done extraordinary work this year, and there are many people very deserving of this recognition. And I certainly know that the faculty affiliated with the Latinx Center of Excellence has been truly extraordinary. I salute them, and I salute my other faculty colleagues for their work. But with permission, today I want to highlight the work of the LCOE staff. A few weeks after the pandemic started, it became very clear that immigrant Latinos were going to be among those most affected by the pandemic in the Bay Area. And recognizing the tremendous need for community education and advocacy and even research, the staff of the LCOE just jumped into action. They organized everything from a street team of volunteers to hand out masks and educate people on food lines in the mission, to educational webinars, forming partners with community members to a large community testing event. The skills and dedication of the LCOE staff catalyzed and facilitated volunteer involvement of students, faculty, and staff from all corners of UCSF. The LCOE staff worked on weekends, they worked in evenings, they worked as volunteers, and with only behind the scene recognition. So it is my honor today to say to Connie and to Alana, to Carla, Leslie, and Francine, to Madison, to Yaslin, and Alice, that this award for public service is for you. We are so very fortunate to have you at UCSF. With your leadership and example, you have proven yet again the truth famously proclaimed by Latino farm workers. Sí se puede. Yes, we can. Working together, as you have done, we can make progress. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, UCSF, for being our professional home. And thank you, Chancellor Hawgood and UCSF, for recognizing the efforts of the LCOE. Muchas gracias.
Congratulations, Alicia, again, and thank you for recognizing the remarkable people that you work for in the Latin Center of Excellence. It's one of the flagship programs that we are so proud of here at UCSF. So congratulations, and please pass it on to all of your team. Our final award for today is the Distinguished Nurse Award. This award recognizes outstanding contributions to the care of patients and efforts that foster professional and public awareness of achievements in nursing practice. Alicia Justice and Andrea Arana will introduce this year's recipient, Leanne Ambrose.
Hi, I'm Alicia Justice, and this is Andrea Arana, and we're registered nurses at UCSF, and we're here today to nominate our colleague, Leanne Ambrose, for the Distinguished Nurse Award. We nominated Leanne because she entered uncharted territory in starting the Laurel Heights COVID testing site. She was remarkable, not just in the project itself, but in the way she has this superpower to collaborate and bring so many people together. So we had MAs, we had RNs, we had upper management, IT, lab, and she brings everybody together, and she doesn't say, this is what we're going to do. She says, what should we do? And asks for everybody's input. And she got opinion and buy-in from everybody. And she had the ability to make everybody feel vested and important and part of a team that really made this whole site successful. And it was under Leanne's leadership that we were able to do this. We're grateful to her and like everything she's done for the community and UCSF and all of us. So in summary, we just want to say congratulations, Leanne, for this Distinguished Nurse Award. We love you, and we're so thankful that we get to work with you.
Leanne was unable to join us live today, but we have a video from her that we would like to share with you right now.
Hi, I'm Leanne, and I'm sorry I can't be with you for the Founders Day Award celebration. As the recipient of the 2021 Distinguished Nurse, I would like to thank Chancellor Hawgood, my colleagues who nominated me, as well as the UCSF community. I was fortunate to be part of a unique experience at the Laurel Heights mobile testing site, where so many people came together to serve our community during such an uncertain and unrested time. We were in the midst of a pandemic. We were also in the midst of awakening to the racist problems in our country, but yet we were able to serve our community in such an impactful way. Every day we saw 300 or 400 patients come through our mobile testing site, and each moment we were able to connect with that patient. And to me, that was what was really important. As a nurse at UCSF for 24 years, I would say this will stand out as one of the most unique and magical experiences I've had. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a nice Founders Day celebration.
Thank you, and congratulations again, Leanne. I'm so glad that you could share your remarks with us today. So now let's just step back and take a moment again to appreciate the work and dedication of each of today's award recipients, along those with all who were nominated. Leanne perhaps said it best. We had a year of uncertainty and unrest. Thank you for your commitment, your dedication, and your service to others. We are truly inspired by every one of the UCSF community. I thank all nominations and their supporters who highlighted their colleagues and reminded us how much we have to celebrate here at UCSF. I also thank the selection committees that reviewed this year's nominations and made the difficult decisions to identify this year's remarkable recipients. And my thanks to the invaluable staff support to each of the Founders Day committees. Finally, my thanks to the team who demonstrated the utmost in teamwork that made today's event possible. They too continue to pivot in our new reality towards creating a wonderful way of celebrating in a virtual space. And of course, my thanks to all of you who have joined the program today. We have worked together this year, navigating unprecedented adversity. My leadership team and I marvel at all that you do, and we look forward to UCSF's bright future. I wish you all now a safe and wonderful weekend. Thank you for being with us today.